Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and thefoat.com. With your hosts, Diana-mite, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, Alex Rogio, Bob Beck, Bryant Layton, with Donnie Couch and Dar Hawthorne.
Oh yeah, and it's another Tuesday night. You're live with Diana-mite. This is our Christmas party. Here I am. I'm flashing for all of you. Do you like that?
Nice. Finally! I've been begging all year. All year I've been asking for you to flash for us.
We've got Scott Lucky Hudson here to my left.
You know, Dynamite, while you're flashing, I'm going to take a picture, and I'm going to use you for next year's Christmas card.
Was the flash on that?
I don't know.
Which one?
Okay, let me finish with the introductions, gentlemen. My goodness, you know.
Ho, ho, ho.
We've got Bob, and we've got
everybody.
Bruce.
Hey.
We've got the whole gang here. You know, a girl starts talking about flashing, and guys just, their mind goes straight into the gutter. I
It's
don't
automatic,
know what to
like
say.
many transmissions.
Yep.
I've been trying to climb out for years. Can't do it.
Well, Dynamite, when are we coming back?
Well, we want to let everybody know that tonight is our last show of the year, but we will return the first Tuesday night in February. So we know that you're going to miss us just like we're going to miss you. So please visit our YouTube channel. And don't forget to check us out on our Foat at thefoat.com. The links are all right there on speedscenelive.com. And you know what? Come back. Join us in February 2015 for our return. Tonight, we're going to talk to Pro Mod racer Dina Parisi about her brand new Caddy Pro Mod and her brand new performance shop in Pennsylvania. Her and Andrew, we're going to find out how they're doing with that new shop, how everything's going.
Don't forget about Bam Bam the dog.
Bam, bam, the
Yeah,
dog.
you know.
Bam.
Hey, Dynamite, here's a car that just put on a fresh set of Speed Scene Live stickers. He asked me to give him a set, and I took them out. There they are in the car.
All right.
They look great, and, you know, I don't know if he necessarily was doing wheelies before the sticker, but I happen to notice that the wagon is pulling the front wheels off the
Wow,
ground
you know
now.
that extra tenth that those Speed Scene Live stickers give you. It
There you go.
Yep, there it is. Look at that.
There you go.
Now, if anybody out there would like to get their car to pull the front wheels up, send us an email. Give me a mailing address. I'll send you a pair for free. And if you want me to hand them to you in person, we will be at the March meet. That's coming up next year. We signed up online at thefoat.com. We got our racer entries, our crew passes, and of course you can also buy your spectator tickets there. So send me an email, tell me to bring some stickers, or just look me up at the races. I'll hook you up.
Nice. What's up tonight? Interviews. Jeff Arend, driver of the Moon Eyes Top Fuel Funny Car. Also legendary Jim Dunn. 65, count 'em, folks. 65. Hey, there's Dixie.
Yeah.
65 years of racing, and the crew chief, of course, Jim is on the Moon Eyes car. Also, we have Donnie Couch talking to the proud owner of a Chip Foose restored and customized Sunbeam Tiger. This is gonna rock. And even Chico, the man behind Moon Eyes, all coming up tonight. And Bob, what do you got coming up?
Well, you're not going to put gas in brass this night. We're going to talk about the brass era cars and a great event you can attend at Irwindale this Sunday and see hundreds and hundreds of brass era. These are really antique cars. You talk about rare. There's sometimes one and two of these left. Now, we'll also have updates and video from our Project 406. That Paul Williams specialty is building, and we're going to have that for you in February when we come back. Now, the car should be running by then, and we'll bring you up to speed every week on the show. Thanks to Comp Cam's Camshaft, Comp Cam's Sportsman Roller Lifters, Hamburger Oil Pan, SCE Gaskets, and we're looking for low 10 in Diana-mite's Nova.
Oh, that's going to be sweet.
Now
Yeah, baby.
you can contact Paul Williams Specialties at pwspecialties.com, or you can call him at 661-864-1632. And you know what? Watch the show every week next year, because we're going to have a little update every single week.
And then, you know what? We should be like videotaping me as I go down that track. Like
We will,
like some little
Diana-mite.
time trials, maybe.
Yeah.
At, Fontana.
Any chance you might be flashing while you were doing that?
I'll try my hardest.
Yeah.
Now, we were at the Moon Eyes deal, and we had a chance to run into a gentleman that had this really cool-looking Sunbeam Tiger. And we found out that tiger was actually Chip Foose treatment. So take a look at that. We're going to get a chance. We'll have Donnie Couch, tuner to the stars, talk to him a little bit, and we're going to find out exactly how he got overhauled.
Ooh.
Okay, Speed Scene live coverage here, 2014 Moon Eyes Christmas Party. Run across Jim Horton, 65 Sunbeam. Of course, my old buddy Chip Foose had this car, overhauled it on his TV show. Jim, welcome to Speed Scene Live, and what an honor to see this car out here.
Well, it's an honor to be out here showing the car. It was awesome to be on the show with Chip. I got to meet him, and I got to benefit from his work.
Of course, not too far down the road, Mark Keppel High, you teach there and stuff, so you didn't have to drive too far. But is this a daily driver now that Chip finished it for you?
Not exactly a daily driver. I got about 400 miles on it since they built it. But we have a lot of fun. We take it to shows and cruises.
So you're pretty popular. I know that you probably replay that show at home, right? Have your friends over and Christmas parties, birthday parties. You got to keep showing that. Chip's a good friend of mine, great guy, does a lot of good things for a lot of people. And how did you actually get to be on his show?
Well, the way it worked out, my son submitted my car to be overhauled, and they chose to do the car. And so then they surprised me one day at work. They came in there and said, told me some other story and had me believe in the other story. And finally they said, by the way, you're on overhauling. And they came in with the tow truck and hauled it off. And here it is, all finished. If you watch the episode, it was really bad shape, and they really fixed it up.
What a great honor and a great surprise for you. And hats off to all the teachers of the world, because you guys do a great job. And I know it's a struggle these days. But, hey, we love teachers. We love the Moon Eyes Car Show. Jim Horton, ladies and gentlemen.
Doesn't that car look nice?
That's cool.
It does, man.
Nothing like throwing a big old Ford V8 in a tiny little car. I mean, it
that's
just
the
doesn't
truth.
get much better than that.
And that was Shelby's poor man Cobra. He actually built that car for the Sunbeam group.
And isn't it true, Bob, that I think the Alpine was the non-Tiger version of the Sunbeam Tiger?
It was a four-cylinder version.
Okay.
And they put that in there, and they had to use a two-barrel because a four-barrel wouldn't fit. And the Ford engine was working. And the reason that car stopped is Chrysler bought Rhodes Group that owned Sunbeam.
Oh.
And Chrysler doesn't want to warranty a Ford engine.
Well, I just can't imagine. Why?
And they had nothing that would fit.
Wow, that is a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that was back before they, really did a lot of turbos and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So nowadays they could make a small motor scream.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
And Flash.
Yes.
Well, let's take a break. We've got a bunch of people coming up tonight. Lots of interviews. We're going to talk to Jim Dunn. He's been drag racing for 65 years, Diana-mite.
Wow, and he's still doing it, huh?
Still doing it. So we'll be back, and we're going to come back and talk to Jeff Wren, the driver of the Moon Eyes Nitro Funny Car.
Hi, I'm Chico from Moon Eyes. I get gas on the Speed Scene.
At Aeromotive, we believe that performance means reliability, longevity, and durability. Being the best is no secret. By utilizing aerospace processes, procedures, technology, in-house engineering, true applications knowledge, and 3 generations of track experience, it's easy to see why we're the best. We take great pride in the fact that everything we sell, we design and make in the USA. See our entire line of fuel pumps and related products by logging on to aeromotiveinc.com. Aeromotive. We know it, we race it, we live it.
60 years. That's a long time for a company to do any one thing. Doing it right while sticking to your founding values. Now that takes hard work and dedication. For 60 years, Hedman's all-American workforce has been devoted to manufacturing the very best headers any team of craftsmen can build. That's 60 years of cutting, 60 years of bending, 60 years of welding, more than 2 million in all. And every set made right here at home. At Hedman Headers, we build all American horsepower, then back it up for life. Hedman Headers, made in the USA.
Hi, this is Crazy Connie, and when I'm not doing wheelies, I'm watching Speed Scene Live.
Welcome back to Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and thefote.com.
Welcome back to the show. My name is Lucky. I'm over here with Hot Rod Bob Beck, Bruce Barker, and the lovely and talented Diana-mite. Diana, you look especially festive. And
thank you.
I would just like to take this time to be politically incorrect and say Merry Christmas to everybody out there.
Yes.
And Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
And then on top of that, I'm going to throw a Happy Holidays to get all the other holidays in case Festivus and all the ones that I might miss.
How dare you, sir? I'm offended.
Yes. Remember the reason for the season.
Indeed.
That's
exactly.
right. That's right.
What it's all about.
And if any of you are fans in North Korea aren't getting the show tonight, there may be some intermittent internet issues.
Yes.
It'll all get cleared up.
Yeah,
Don't worry
someday,
about it.
yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, Lucky, we want to come back in February, okay? We really want to be here.
We
So
don't wanna get
we're
back
not going to say anything bad.
Don't do this. Okay, well, hey, I know we've got a lot of callers coming in, but before we do, one of my favorite drivers out there in the pro show is Jeff Aren. He drives the Moon Eyes Top Fuel Funny car. Let's get a chance to talk to Jeff right now. Donnie Couch interview.
Speed Scene Live coverage here at Moon Eyes Christmas Party. One of the most popular attractions of Moon Eyes Funny Car. We got the driver, Jeff Aren, here. Jeff, you've had a pretty good year this year with Jim Dunn.
Yeah, real good year. Started out running a lot of 4.0s early in the year, and then as we were talking a little bit earlier in Vegas near the end, 4.04 with a 2, so it was the best ever for Big Jim.
Wow, that's epic, an epic run. Car runs kind of on a shoestring budget, runs conservative, make sure it doesn't tear up everything so you can keep going to races, but a great year to end up 13th.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And like I said, we ran fairly conservative, but a lot of 4.0s this year, and I'll tell you, no other team can say this. We ran the same 2 short blocks all year.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Of course, I know you got more involvement. You're not just driving the car, you're wrenching on it and maintaining it. And we've seen a lot of improvement and some stability over there anyway.
Yeah, Jim is amazing with the motor, like hitting the motor to tune up right on it every time. And then, John and I have been working on the clutch. And him and I are kind of like car chiefs in a way. We go around, make sure everybody's doing their job right. But you have to have somebody doing it. And I figured since I'm driving it, I want to make sure everything's nice and tight.
Yeah, if I was sitting behind that 10,000 horsepower motor, I'd probably be doing the same thing. But, hey, you're having fun over there. You're driving. The car's running good, consistent runs. You're making laps. And, we hope to see you out there next year on the trail. Any news you can tell us yet?
Nothing for sure yet, but we're still working on a few things, but it's getting closer, and hope to be back here racing with Big Jim again.
Yeah, well, of course, Jeff Aren trying to get sponsorship, secure this deal with Jim Dunn, and be out there again, one of the most popular racers out there, independent racer, talks to all the fans. He's accessible. Jeff, thanks for being on Speed Scene Live.
Yeah, no problem, Donnie, anytime.
All right.
Diana-mite, he is very accessible. And these young ladies asked if they could take a picture with him. And what Jeff didn't know is they asked me if they went over and talked to him. And I said, yeah, he would love to take a picture. But what he really likes it is when you pose next to him, reach around and grab his butt with your hand.
Now, which one did you tell that?
The young lady holding the red cup.
Okay, so is she grabbing his behind right now?
Yes.
Is that why he's smiling so big?
That is good, man.
Touche, Lucky. I love that. That's great.
Cool.
I figured it was a win-win deal for everybody. And,
Yeah.
And
Did Jeff come and thank you later?
he doesn't know I was involved
Now
until
he
right
will.
now.
He knows now. It's too late.
Well, come on, look at that smile. I mean, you can't buy a smile like that.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
It's like he had a shot of nitrous. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you know what? Donnie did a great interview. He
Yes,
did
he
a
did.
great interview selling Jeff. And you know what? Again, if there's any sponsors out there looking to sponsor a funny car, great great opportunity.
And later tonight we are going to talk with Jim Dunn, and they mentioned that he went the whole year with just 2 short blocks. A lot of these teams, like the Schumacher, the Force team, they'll chew up 20 or 30 motors. They'll put a different.
They're going through 2 motors every event. Lucky.
Yeah.
Well, these guys went a whole season.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
With 2 motors.
That is amazing.
They didn't oil down the track. They didn't make a mess. They ran good numbers. Sure, maybe they didn't win the championship, but they didn't spend $100 million
No, they didn't.
trying to do it.
And he's not doing all the races either. So to end up 13th in that field with the budget they've got, that's an amazing thing. And Jeff is so good at doing the driving chores. He's going to be one of the instructors at Frank Hawley's school.
Oh, that's right. Frank Hawley will be running, I guess all over the country. He goes to different tracks,
Different tracks, and he'll be at Fontana as well.
But he'll have I don't know which other states. I think he's out of Florida. But he'll be doing different events, and he'll come out to Fontana a couple times a year. And that'll be great having him do that. Now, we've met we met Dina Parisi a few years ago when her and her husband Andrew were running a pair of matching Corvette Pro Mods. Remember that,
right,
Dynamite?
I do, and they had some great graphics on there, Lucky.
They did,
phenomenal.
didn't they?
Remember that?
Yeah, they were like airplanes.
Yes, they were just completely done up to the 10th degree. Now, Dina has decided to go a new direction. She has a new car. She has a new shop called Andy Com Performance that she's going to tell us about. And Diana-mite, why don't you bring that young lady on
Let's
the show?
go to line 3 and welcome Dina Parisi. Dina, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me on. The last show of the year. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Well, Merry Christmas to you and your family, and congratulations on the new shop. Before we get into the car, tell us a little bit about Andy Com Performance.
Well, we relocated from New York to New Freedom, PA, where Andy Com Performance is located. And we're going to be pretty much doing bolt-on performance and anything from street rods to pro mods, anything in between, show cars. And we're going to be dealing with parts and a lot of safety equipment as well.
Nice, nice. Now, you recently built a brand new car. You built a pro mod, but you went a little different. You went Cadillac. What was the inspiration for that?
Every New York girl needs a 3,000 horsepower Cadillac.
Of course they do, Dina. You tell them.
Now, when I first met you, you told me that when you were a little girl, you always dreamed about having a Corvette. And you had your Corvette. You built a Corvette, beautiful, fast pro mod. So this is just the next step in the world of Dina Parisi takes on the world.
I did. I fulfilled the Corvette dream at 3,000 horsepower as well, which, wasn't really the dream when I was 12, but it got better as I got older. But now I'm kind of feeling like I need to fulfill my personality. And I really think that this Cadillac, she's hot. Stella is just hot. It's a good-looking car.
Oh, that's its name?
It runs really well.
Stella?
Her name is Stella.
Good.
Mm-hmm. My grandmother was a crazy redheaded Italian. We thought it was appropriate.
I thought it was because your dog was Bella. Now you have Stella and Bella.
No, I actually didn't name Bella Stella because my mom was like, "No, your grandma's going to have a heart attack."
Oh,
in the grave. She's already deceased, but so we decided to name the car Stella, and it was built by Rob Mathias and painted by Bruce Mullins. Bruce did an amazing job painting it with the paint actually supplied by one of our marketing partners, which is USA Auto Supply.
Oh, okay. USA Auto Supply. Well, it's obviously great paint because the car looks fantastic.
Man, we're seeing some...
He really did He did an amazing job, and the products that he had to work with are amazing.
Now, what did Andy Com Performance have any role in building this car, or did they come on afterwards?
Well, Andy Com Performance is our shop, mine and Andrew's. I am the president. He is my work boy.
I like that.
Okay,
I like that term.
So he's been working on the car from day one then.
So who's doing all the
53?
Who's doing all the fabrication, basically?
Well, we're not going to be doing fabrication ourselves. We're just going to be doing some bolt-on performance and wheeling in safety equipment and parts.
Who's doing the fabrication on the Cadillac? I mean, who did?
On the Cadillac. The Cadillac was built by Rob Macias.
Okay, very good.
Now,
that is cool.
You had the car at PRI. Whose booth were you in?
We did. We had the car at PRI. We were in the Stainless Works booth. And they're actually going to be one of our vendors for Andycon Performance as well. We have a few of our marketing partners are going to be vendors for us. DJ Safety, I'm like head to toe and front to back with DJ Safety in the car. Bell Racing and LAT. So we have some cool marketing partners that are going to be on board as vendors as well. But we were in the Stainless Works booth, and it was an amazing, amazing weekend.
Now, we're also fans of LAT Racing Oil. Both Diana-mite and myself use them in our cars, although we're just significantly a little bit less than 3,000 horsepower.
Combined?
We still find that the LAT Racing Oil is a great product for helping your motor live.
I think that is the great thing about their product, is because it is very versatile. Anything from a 3,000 horsepower car to a street car can utilize their products. So
I'm
that's
looking at all the bars.
Great part about it.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at all the bars you've got in the chassis.
Well, it's for safety,
sure. That
yeah.
is extensive work. That is amazing.
Now, Dina, where are you at now in terms of driving the car down the track? Have you gone down the track yet?
We did take her out for a little bit of testing. I decided that
Bruce has a video right here of you.
Yeah.
Smoking the tires.
Okay.
And how did it work out?
I decided that we needed to make a few changes, so we did wind up cutting that session short, and we're going to go back out in February. But the car feels really good. It goes straight as an arrow, and I'm really looking forward to February.
Well, being in Pennsylvania, where are you going to go in February?
Well, we won't be in Pennsylvania in February. We're going to have to go where it's sunny and warm.
You can come down here to California.
Yeah.
I would love to come to the West Coast. Hopefully we'll get some additional marketing partners aboard, and we'll be able to get out to the West Coast this year.
Great.
Well, if you do, please let us know. We'd love to have you guys in studio right here on the show. You let us know, we'll make it happen. But since you brought up your marketing partners, why don't you have you mentioned all of them yet?
Oh, I mentioned a few. Our marketing partners are NGK, been with us forever, and we have LAT, Belt Racing, Stainless Works, Speedwire, Hoosier, Brow Bell Housing, DJ Safety, and USA Auto Supply.
Wow. The catalog looks great.
Yeah, we're looking at some of the close-ups on the airbrushing and stuff. It just looks phenomenal.
Yeah, and of course I do love the license plate where it says "State of Fabulous."
Now, Bruce, can you go back a few frames? I don't know. Do you have that technical ability?
Yeah.
There's a shot of Dina in the car right there.
Yeah.
And Dina, you actually had the guys make you a billet lipstick holder.
Yes. I do have a lipstick holder in the shifter tower. It is welded in there. My Bare Essentials lipstick.
Good. You have to
right in there very well.
It
started because.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry?
I was going to say, you have to look good, so when you win that race and everybody's going to be taking your picture, you have to be able to grab that lipstick real quick, put it on for the camera, right?
That's how that started, was because we went to do a photo shoot, and I said, my husband, I'm like, Andrew, I need my lipstick. He goes, you're a race car driver. I said, but I'm still a chick. I need my lipstick. Bring it on over. So, yeah.
Well,
I've been known for cooking for the last few years, for the many people who have had a meal at our trailer. But my new tagline this year is going to be winner, winner, I don't have to cook dinner.
Does that mean Andrew will cook?
No, he'll probably just make reservations.
Takeout. Yeah, yes, I know you've always had a chef on your what's that, the injector scoop thing? What's that called? Darn it, I'm missing my words here.
Yes, we always had chef on there, but this year the fact that I skated for Ice Capades was very intriguing for everyone, and we found that people seem to be so interested in that. So hence the new logo that you see, which is actually me. That silhouette is actually me.
Oh.
And yeah, so we decided, the showgirl, it's a lot of fun. Everybody always saw me doing that pose for years. And we finally said, you know what, that is me. So here I am.
Well, the logo's great.
Awesome.
Well, Dina, you always say, you can take the girl out of the show, but you can't take the show out of the girl. And
Is that what you said?
think that fits you perfectly.
Exactly. And the only thing I haven't figured out is how to get a pair of lashes under that helmet without them coming off. I will work on that, though.
I really like you've gone through some transformation, with your team, and I really like the fact that and I mean this in a good way, you've kind of made it more about you, which everyone loves you, everyone is interested in you, they want to know more about you, and so, now that you're the president of the team and you're kind of the focus, I like that. I think that's a positive move, and I think that any company would really do well to support you and get behind you, and I think you would be a great representative for a lot of companies out at the track. I think you're just made for marketing.
Especially driving a Cadillac.
I know, seriously. You kept it in the Chevrolet family, which is great. First a Corvette and now a Cadillac. But, I mean, any type of a sponsor could come. You could get a makeup sponsor, a hair care sponsor. I mean, it would be a multitude of different opportunities that you could represent.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's those are the directions that we want to go in. So, we're exploring them right now, and hopefully, we're hoping that that's all going to come through. And I appreciate the fact that that you mentioned that is about me, and that actually was my husband's doing. My husband said, he goes, the fans enjoy you, he said, and we need to focus.
Well, he's a smart guy. I've always said that about Andrew. One, he married you, okay, which shows a lot of brains. And, he's a smart guy. He knows how to work on the car. He knows how to get things done. And this is one of the things about getting done. Now, you've always had a two-car team. Are you still currently a two-car team?
At the moment, we're not. We actually, we've gotten rid of the 63, obviously, with the new car build. And we actually did get rid of the 53. She went to a very good home in Texas. And Andrew he's mine in 2015. So, it's going to be all about him working on the car and being my car chief and focusing on the one car and the team. And we're totally excited about 2015. We're leaning towards the possibility of IHRA. We're just waiting on the complete rule to come out for that, and possibly some PDRA. One is quarter mile, one is eighth mile. So we kind of mix it up a little bit, and we're looking forward to 2015.
Nice. Well, I predict a great year for you in 2015. I think you got all the pieces in place. I think you've done, people often talk to me about how to get sponsored and what to do, and I got to tell you, Dina, you've done everything perfect. I can't imagine you not finishing this season without a smile on your face, and hopefully some people behind you helping you fund the endeavor. So I think you can't possibly be a better person for a company to look at. ProMod is an exciting class. You got the right car, you got the look.
And there's plenty of room there for sponsorship names, right?
There is plenty of room on there, so we'd love to hear from anyone who'd like to hear from us.
Now, Dina, how can people contact you? Do you have a website, Facebook? Where can they find out about you, and where can they find out where you're going to race?
Thank you. Well, our website is dinaparisiracing.com, and that's Dina with an I and Paris with an E on the end, because everybody seems to mix them up. And we will have the calendar on there where we're going to race, and all of our social media is on there. Very active on social media, and it's me or it's us. It's either Andrew or myself. So we really like to have contact with the fans. To us, that's the best part about this sport.
Nice. And if you ever get an opportunity to come out to the West Coast, please get a hold of us. Let's set it up. Let's bring you on TV. We'll bring cameras down to where you're racing. We'll make it all happen. And, well, I guess we'll make it all about you. About your team.
Well, that we'd certainly love to get out there. And before I go, I'd like to wish everyone, a happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. But I would like to just mention our friend Steve Helkin. His nickname is Wormy, and he's just want to let everyone know to please keep him in their thoughts.
Very good. Dina, thank you so much. We'll be in touch. Talk to you later.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Boy, it's
Bye.
great to talk to Dina. What a wonderful person. What a marketing dream. But, Bob,
yes,
let's switch gears.
We can.
Let's go back in time to the old days when cars were cars. And
oh, yeah, and men had to drive them because it was tough. Good evening, everybody. I'm Bob Beck, and you've got gas here on Speed Scene Live. We're going to take you back to a day of brass because the Brass Era Car Club is going to be putting on an event, and we've got Pete Eastwood and Jim Diener on the phone. They're going to tell us all about the great event that's going to happen in Irwindale this coming Sunday.
Gentlemen, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Hello.
Okay, we got to wake you guys up. I know you've been on hold for a long time. Sorry about that.
Let's bring Pete on first. Pete, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Nice to be here.
And Jim?
Yes, I'm welcome to be on the show here.
Great,
Good.
great. Now, Bob,
yes,
tell us what Pete and Jim are here to talk about.
Well, we're going to talk about a special event that started out that Pete, you and your dad started this event as just a way of taking your antique cars out and visiting friends right after Christmas.
Yeah, as a kid, actually it was my dad and my uncle.
Okay.
And they were early members of the Horseless Carriage Club. They joined the club in 1946, and I was born a few years later. But as kids, on Christmas Day, after we opened our presents, we'd hop in our Model T and we'd go over to my uncle's house to see what our cousins got for Christmas. And they'd crank up their 1905 Buick, and we'd drive around the corner to another family's house and see what their kids got. And they had a 1909 Maxwell. They were all club members, all in the Pasadena, San Gabriel Valley area. And so we'd go check out what the other families got for Christmas, and then they'd crank up their Maxwell, and now we had 3 cars, and we'd go across town to another family and see what their kids got, and they cranked up their Model T, and by the end of the day, we'd have 6 or 7 or 8 cars just from club members in the neighborhood, and all the families all growing up together, all as kids, and it was just a Christmas Day thing that we were doing every Christmas, and more and more club members started hearing about how much fun we were having, and pretty soon they wanted to tag along, so Christmas Day, people would start showing up at our house or my uncle's house, and pretty soon, we'd have a dozen cars and then a couple of dozen cars, and it really was just a spontaneous thing that grew over the first quite a few years, probably the first 10 years. And then it got to be where we couldn't start in our front yard anymore, so we moved down the street to the Pancake House parking lot, and we invited the Model T Club of Southern California and then our own Horseless Carriage Club group, and we moved it from Christmas Day to the weekend between Christmas and New Year's, and it really grew into a big deal, and this year is our 59th annual run.
Wow.
And basically we tour Pasadena, the Rose Parade route. We tour the neighborhoods with the old Craftsman homes and try to make it a nice, leisurely, low-speed, scenic tour so all the antique cars can comfortably participate, and you're seeing a lot of the early cars that participate in the pictures here on the screen. And it's just grown into this monster. I mean, we get a lot of people show up just to see the cars and to spectate, and we all congregate in the morning. It's now moved to Irwindale Speedway, where we're going to be this Sunday morning. Start showing up around 7, and I think the tour shoves off around 9 or 9:30. And we do a little tour route and give everybody directions that are participating, and we wind around through Pasadena and see all the great old homes. And at the end of the deal, we have kind of a dessert stop at a club member's house that can accommodate quite a few people. And it's just a really fun day. We're 99% of the time we're blessed with really great weather, and it's just turned into just a whole bunch of fun.
All right, why don't we explain to some of the people that are listening and watching today, what is a brass era car? We talk about that, and a lot of the pictures we're showing, they have brass radiators.
Yeah, well, in the beginning of early day automobiles, American automobiles got going around about the late 1890s. By the turn of the century, by 1900, there were quite a few car manufacturers, and early automobiles were trimmed in brass, the radiators and the lamps and the horns. I mean, chrome was way off in the future. Chrome didn't happen until about 1929. And the brass era, which is what the Horseless Carriage Club focuses on, ran up to about 1912 or 13, and then nickel brightwork became popular. Brass was high maintenance. And nickel cars kind of came in the early teens, 13, 14, and all through the 20s. That's kind of what's considered the nickel era. And then chrome showed up in the late 20s, early 30s. So our club features and focuses on the brass era cars from the beginning of cars up. The Horseless Carriage Club actually cuts off at 1915 is the newest car you can participate with. And that pretty much caps the entire brass era, and that's what you're seeing.
Now, when we talk, we have a lot of guys that talk about their collectible Mustang or something that's one of 5,000 or something. These cars, you find 5,000 would have been a high production year for some of these cars. You're talking about cars that are now onesies and twosies still available.
Oh yeah, I one of the cars I've owned, I had a 1910 Stevens Duryea, and Duryea made America's first America's first successful automobile in 1893, and Duryea has a great history. But the car I had, it was made in 1910. They offered, if I remember correctly, I think they offered 3 or 4 different models in 1910, and mine was a 6-cylinder. It was a Model AA, and they manufactured about 600 of those units in 1910, and there's two 1910s surviving. And yeah, I mean, you get into some of this stuff, it's pretty esoteric, but it's really fun, and they're wonderful. They're so basic, and they're fun to drive. They're fun to operate. We just have lots of fun with them.
Now, Jim, you're the current president, correct?
Yes, I am the current president. Been about 5 years now in the club.
And what kind of car do you have?
I have an Overland. It is a predecessor to the Jeep.
Right.
Willys Jeep was made by the Willys Overland Company. And when I picked that up, I was going to the Holiday Motor Excursion for years, and finally got around to picking up a car of this era.
Now, the crew, you're going to start out at Irwindale Speedway, and last year I went, and you just about filled up the parking lot by the drag strip. How many cars are you going to have on this cruise?
Hello?
Yeah, we're still here.
Oh, how many cars? We have about 140 to 150 that are in the actual tour, and that is pre-32 cars. That is what we focus on the tour, and we have a lot of cars for show.
Now, yeah, last year I remember there was a lot of cars for show, and a lot of guys came out. I brought my 48, and a lot of people will bring their hot rods and things like that, but hot rods can't go on this tour. This is for the true stock restored vehicles, correct?
Yes, that's the way it was geared. We end up with so many people as it is in that tour. We're trying to control the amount of people on the tour to our different destinations. And so the 32 is a big changeover, as you know. That's the year everybody fixes up. I know Peter does a lot of 32 cars, and that was chosen by his dad and uncle as the years for this event, and we've kind of held it to that.
All right, so,
so, like he says, it's put on by the Horseless Carriage Club, which are cars just past the horse and buggy. So you'll see a lot of things that represent a horse and buggy in respect of shifters outside of the car. That's what they were accustomed to, reaching out and grabbing the brake on the outside of the car.
Yeah, I remember when I went last year, there were just so many cars that I had never seen before. Some of the names I didn't even know. But these cars, 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, there may be bigger engines than that, but they're huge in size, but not the kind of horsepower. We have 4-cylinder engines today that put out more horsepower than a 16-cylinder back then. So these are not fast cars.
No, they get up and do 45 miles an hour, a lot of them, if you really open them up. But with two wheels to stop you, you don't really want to do that for too long on the city streets.
Yeah.
Back then, they didn't worry about stopping because there was no stop signs. And to do that kind of speed on a dirt road, you were more than lickety-split, should we say.
Yeah. You were really moving out. Now, how many members
that's
are in
what these cars were really made for. They really were before any roads were out there. So they usually only have 20 horse in your Model Ts. To the Overland I have has 30. Some will have 40 or 45 horse of these years.
Now, easily to maintain, but where do you get parts?
You work to make them. Most unique individuals are in the club, having their own machine shop at home. A lot of parts have to actually be machined, or you get a little creative. I put a Honda constant velocity joint in for the driveline. I needed a telescopic U-joint, and I put in a Honda constant velocity joint. So you have to get a little creative in your application, and keep them on the road.
That's it. Yeah, you can't. It's not like you can get reproduction parts for a lot of these cars. Now, doors, windows, that was not something that was popular on those cars back then, or even available.
Very few had any windows, and up through about 10 or so, most of them didn't even have doors because, like I say, they were representative of what you had before, and what you had before was a horse and buggy.
Horse and buggy.
So this would have been your first car that you would have owned. So it was somewhat representative of a buggy carriage that you would have been previously running down the road.
All right, now if someone has a horseless carriage or car that fits into the category, if they want to come down this Sunday and join in with the tour, what does it cost?
It's a $5 entry to come in. The Irwindale Raceway has been more than accommodating us with a wonderful facility. We're able to expand beyond our limits, and we have about 400 to 500 spectators, and we have a couple hundred cars that are usually there for just the show. And so we're able now to really use the parking lot. We had 30-plus trailered vehicles in, so we had trailers, rigs, and all. $5 per car, and we're trying to keep it to a very reasonable event.
Well,
so we have an early morning show. We get a lot of vehicles that are coming out of museums because if they have the car and they're keeping it up, they want to get it out once a year, and this is usually the event.
Once a year.
They get it out. Jay Leno has been able to come out several times. You never know until he shows up.
Yeah.
So we get several celebrities and people that, like I say, have personal museums and bring their cars out.
All right, now this is all about the brass era cars, but Pete, for those people that don't know, you've got a little bit of a cackle car.
Yeah, I do. And what's interesting, I have Ed Pink's 1965 Top Fuel dragster that I found and restored and take it to the NHRA events and cackle it. But fun thing about tonight's show, you're going to be interviewing Jim Dunn, and you just talked to Jeff Wren. I'm currently restoring Jim Dunn's last front-engine Top Fuel car. Was known as the Rainbow car, the Dunn and Reith Top Fuel dragster that Jim ran in 68, 69, and 70, his last car before he switched to funny cars. I found it on the East Coast last year and was able to purchase it, and it actually survived in pretty decent shape. So, I restore old drag cars, and I love brass era cars, grew up with them, learned how to drive when I was 9 years old, my dad's 1909 Model T, but I grew up at the drag strip, too, and loved early 60s era drag cars and been restoring some of that stuff. So, I talked to Jim at the World Finals about the Rainbow car, as the car's known, and he knows I have it, and I'm in the process of restoring it. So, I like drag stuff too.
Good.
Nice.
All right. We thank you for calling in, guys, and it's going to be at Irwindale Speedway, 500 Speedway Drive in Irwindale this Sunday. Get there early. Forget cars and coffee. Forget the muscle cars Sunday, wherever it is. You got to go to Irwindale for the horseless carriage event. I'll tell you what, you will not regret it. You will see much more rare cars and much better cars than at any other event this coming Sunday.
Jim, Pete, thank you both so much for calling in, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas to you, too.
Pete, we're going to see you out there this Sunday?
You bet.
I'll see you there.
Take care. Okay.
Bruce, let's take a commercial break, and when we come back, we will talk with Jim Dunn.
Indeed. Stand by. It's Speed Scene Live, and we're going to be right back.
For over half a century, Curry rear-end components have been twisting out the torque and taking the punishment. And the new Curry lineup is stronger than ever. Some of the world's most capable, hardest-working vehicles depend on Curry gears, which is why you can too. Street cars, hot rods and resto rods, drag cars, rock-crawling four-wheel drive vehicles, whatever you're piloting, Curry expertise and rock-solid design means the parts will do their job, so you can do yours. Check out Curry's custom rear ends, featuring a full line of upgrades, components, and installation options. The Curry Crate rear ends lineup offers ultra-strong construction on third members and carrier assemblies. And other underside parts, like correct link steering systems, keep your four-wheeler pointed where you want it. Add in a wide variety of solid, purpose-built suspension and brake components, and you've got one tough, ready-to-go machine. Grab a hold of a Curry rear end. Talk to the experts at 714-367-2679 or view the complete line online at curryenterprises.com. Everyone in the armed forces that has served to defend our great country and our freedom, all of us here in the United States of America would like to offer our sincere appreciation for all that you do and all that you've done. To every family that has made a sacrifice for us, we thank you.
M&H Tires, makers of racing tires that give you the best bite for the buck. You've paid a lot for that horsepower. Make sure you use it all. M&H Tires has the best compounds available for maximum traction. Go to mandhtires.com. That's mandhtires.com. Buy direct and save at the website and mention the Speed Scene for a 5% discount. That's right, mandhtires.com. Call them at 661-324-4773. M&H Tires has tech guys ready to answer your questions or to recommend the best tire for you, slicks or DOT. M&H Tires has it all. M&H were the first to create racing tires for muscle cars and also the first to create racing tires for sport compact cars. Legendary M&H Tires. Shop online. Mention the Speed Scene and save 5%. Get the best racing tires, great personal service, and save 5%. Go to mandhtires.com or call them at 661-324-4773. mandhtires.com.
Hey, this is Rockin' Rob on Speed Scene Live. Look out, Orlando.
Welcome back to Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online drag racing TV show. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and thefote.com.
It's little old Speed Scene Live beaming throughout the land. Hi, I'm Bruce Barker. Glad you could join us right before Christmas time, and hope you're enjoying all of those holidays that come at this time of year, and maybe you're enjoying a bunch that don't. There's Diana-mite. And as well, here's Lucky Hudson. Bob's here. You know, Bob, I was thinking as you're talking to Pete and Jim there that it reminded me, the Cars did, of a birthday card that I saw once in sort of a novelty store that said, this wasn't your typical birthday card. It said on the front, it said, "You're incredibly, incredibly old." And that was it.
Oh, jeez.
So you wouldn't want to give that to somebody, but those cars remind me of that. They're 100-year-old cars.
Yeah, I mean, you look at those cars. The newest in the club, like you said, was what, 2000 or 1950?
15? Yeah, 1915.
I mean, that's a 100-year-old car.
And, you know, in just a couple more payments, that baby will be paid off.
Nice. Yeah. I wonder what the devaluation there would have been.
Oh, man. But we can insure them. Not a problem.
Well, you know, that's kind of a long leap going from a 35-mile-an-hour car to a 300-mile-an-hour car.
Yes.
But I think we could pull it off here on Speed Scene Live. Let's sit down with legendary Jim Dunn at the Moon Eyes Christmas Show.
Hey, I'm here with Jim Dunn at the Moon Eyes Car Show. Jim, 60 years of racing, you're still coming out here and having fun and supporting your sponsor?
Well, actually, it's 65 years of racing. I started in 1949, and Moon's supported me for over 20 years. So, yeah, he helps me more than I help him, probably.
Of course, it's a family affair over there with your wife and your son, and you're having a good time. Jim, how much longer do you think you'll keep doing it?
Well, I was asked that by Coletta, and I says, when am I going to die? And he says, good effing dancer.
Hey, well, you're coming off a great year. You ran an 04. You've only had 2 engine blocks in that car all year. That's a big feather in your cap for a team like you.
Oh, yeah, that was just a miracle. I could never expect to do it that again. I mean, we put 32 runs on a blower without taking off the manifold, running 04 with it.
Well, of course, you're the master of tuning these engines, and I hear that, you know, you can pretty much predict what it's going to run, and they write it on the car, and you're pretty close to that number most of the time, Jim.
Yeah, we're usually within 200s because we ran an 08. It got down the other end. Jeff ran out, and the guy said, you ran good. He said, why did we run? He said, an 08. He says, well, open the hood. He picked the body up, and on the back of the blower, he had already wrote 08 on it, so because I told him we'd run an 08. You should be able to tell if you're going to run a 10, it should run an 08 to a 12 if you're close.
Right. Well, of course, Jim Dunn, 80 years old, still pounding the ground out there every week on the NHRA trail. Jim, thank you for being on Speed Scene Live. Thank you for coming out to Moon Eyes, and you got a lot of fans out here. We'll let you get back to your autographs.
Yeah, thank you for stopping by.
All right, folks, he's Jim Dunn. I'm Donnie Couch, and you're watching Speed Scene Live.
You know, it's nice when you have these events like Moon Eyes Christmas Party and you get to talk to these guys like Jim Dunn. You know, at the track, he's running the car, he's making decisions, he's thinking about the weather, the track. He's got his hands full.
Yeah.
But here, he's talking to people, he's friendly, he's nice, he's signing autographs, talking to Donnie Couch.
Yeah, you know, and he's 80 years old, and you know he's sharp as a whip. He's a lot sharper than guys 20 years younger than him. Lucky, I think that might be the secret to the fountain of youth. Keep racing. Don't stop, guys.
That's it.
Whatever you do, don't stop.
Well, see, now he gets to, every time he starts the car up, he gets his dose of nitro.
Yeah.
I've got to have it in pill form.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
You know,
Wait, what kind of pill? The little blue ones?
no.
Stop it.
I'm sorry.
Stop it.
No, if I use those, everything explodes too.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Including your head.
Oh, yeah.
For 4 hours.
Yeah. But for 4 hours.
For 4 hours, get the hell away from me.
Makes a great Christmas tree stand, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Place to hang your towel.
I don't want to do anything for 4 hours, I'll tell you that much.
You know,
sorry, Lucky.
I don't know what to say after that. You know, wow. I'm at a loss for words. You know, one of the things about
Christmas
the
time.
Moon Eyes Christmas show, if I could
You
change the
started
subject.
it, Lucky. You started it.
He wasn't ready for us to carry it on.
Yeah.
You know me. I just
Keep going,
I'm a
Lucky.
pit
We'll
bull.
try
I
it.
never give up.
So tell me about that Christmas tree, Lucky.
Oh, man. You know, that's why we don't bring up that whole North Korea thing.
Yeah,
I'm afraid
right,
of where it's going to go.
You are afraid.
Any missiles yet?
Yeah, not yet. And our internet's still working, so that's the important thing.
Well, at least we think
Okay, now, the Moon Eyes Christmas Show, we go every year, and Moon Eyes is a big company, been around forever. There's a gentleman named Chico that, Bob, you know very well.
Know him well.
That is responsible for, he's at the head of this whole Moon Eyes ship. Let's talk to Chico. He's at the Moon Eyes event with Donnie Couch.
All right, Speed Scene coverage of the 2014 Moon Eyes Christmas Show. Chico Kadama, another successful year. It looks like got beautiful weather. We got snow on the mountains. Can't it get any better than this, can it?
No, you know, yesterday morning, 8 o'clock, I was here and, pouring rain. I was just hoping that the forecast is correct. They showed the clear all day long, so it turned out great.
Yeah, we've had torrential downpour all week in Los Angeles, so he is sweating it out. But I don't care, rain or shine, they still seem to show up for your event every year, and it gets bigger every year.
Some of the vendors says they do better in the rain too. So who knows?
We got to sell umbrellas and raincoats, right?
That's right.
Well, any future plans? This event going to stay here for now? It's pretty big now. You're filling up the property.
Right. No, we don't really know what's going to happen, what we were going to do in the future, but we'll have to see what happens. Yeah. We can't really make an announcement at this time. I don't really know what's going to happen. So.
Of course, it started at the shop in Santa Fe Springs. You outgrew that quickly and moved to different venues, and you're here at Irwindale. I think you're about maxed out, my friend.
Yes, we're filling the infield too, which none of the other show does. So, we have definitely outgrew this place too, but I'm not sure where we can go.
Of course, the beautiful Jim Dunn Moon Eyes funny car. I know the Southern California fans love to see this thing. It was at the World Finals, so continue with Jim Dunn next year?
We're hoping so, yes. Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Well, Chico, we wish you luck today, but I don't think you need it. You got perfect weather. The stands are full. The crowd's here. You're at max capacity. And thank you for having Speed Scene live here at the Moon Eyes Christmas party.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
I love that show. I go every year. I love the combination of drag racing, rat rods, choppers, low riders, pinup girls, Hot Rod Bob Beck in the announcer's booth, the vendors, the pinup girls, the cool classics, the pinup girls.
You said the pinup girls 3 times, Lucky. Enough already.
Well, there was more than 3 of them. So.
Did I mention the rockabilly bands?
Oh, yeah, with the pinup girls.
Well, here's one of the cool things. The guy took a pedal car, turned it into an early gasser.
That's cute.
And,
that's really cute.
The boy's driving it, and in the background, you see another kid looking at him all jealous.
Yeah, I only got a stroller. You got a funny, you got a gasser. Dad, Mom.
Yeah, it's always the same deal, But this is some of the action that we saw out at the Irwindale track, and we saw racing, and the music was great, and it's I love an event that kind of has a vibe to it. And you just have a good feeling. But, Diana-mite, don't you think in the last few minutes we should tell people what's going on next year?
I think we should, Lucky. And we want to let everybody know that what's going on is brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends. Curry's got your rear end ready and waiting for you, as well as Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive, TheFoat.com, and M&H Tires. As far as what's going on, let's take a peek here. Next year, the March meet at Bakersfield. That's going to be March 5th through the 8th. You can buy, not only your spectator tickets right now online, but you can buy your race entry at TheFoat.com. Go to TheFoat.com, get your crew passes, racer passes, the whole works, everything you need.
And January 31st to February 1st, Auto Club Dragway Fontana will be having an index race with Pro Gas, Super Street, Super Comp, plus they'll have the Skeeta Association and Skeeta Junior Dragsters.
Ooh, and Valentine's Day, February 14th, Test and Tune at Fontana.
All right, then April 19th, 17th through the 19th, it's the ANRA season opener at famous Auto Club Famoso Raceway in Bakersfield.
A lot of people love Butch and the ANRA Association, and if you haven't had an opportunity to try them out yet, give them a try. You'll love it. Every racer that does seems to just be crazy about it.
And you can win a Butchie.
That
award, that's a pretty cool award.
April 18th is the next Match Race Madness race at Verona.
And MCA West comes out with their 2015 schedule. And, unfortunately, there's no Pomona, but guess what? There are 4 races at Fontana this year, and they'll be starting March 27th through the 29th.
And this summer, check out the Dover Nostalgia Drags. It's going to be at Lebanon Valley Dragway August 15th through the 16th.
And all of us at Speed Scene Live would like to wish all of you out there that watch the show, you and your families, we'd like to wish you Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, and thank you all so much for watching the show. You guys are what makes this whole thing successful.
Man, it has been a fun year, and we sort of, I think it was about a year and a half ago we started thinking, okay, it's sort of like the 10th anniversary show. I think that was almost 2 years ago.
Yeah. It just kind of went past, huh?
There's so much racing, and of course in 2015 there's going to be so much more good stuff.
We got a lot coming on next year. We got a bunch of stuff lined up. We got project, we got technical, we got racing. I'm going to be on the road traveling. We've got a bunch of guest hosts. So much excitement right here at SpeedSceneLive.com. And all we ask from you is tell your friends.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, if you're checking out the YouTube channel for Speed Scene Live, of course, first go to SpeedSceneLive.com. You'll get the links there in case you need them. And as well, that'll be periodically updated with all of the shows that you're seeing as the last month or so of Speed Scene Live shows. And then, of course, when we reboot and relaunch in just a few weeks, we're going to be rocking and rolling with brand new shows. Hey, for now, though, the encore presentation starts. Diana-mite. We'll see you again next year.
See ya.
Same deal, Lucky.
We'll be back 2015.
All right, Hot Rod Bob.
See you next year.
All right. Let's do this. The replay of tonight's show comes up right now, right here at Speed Scene Live. Happy holidays, everybody. See you next year.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, Hedman Hustler Headers, Aeromotive Fuel Systems, and thefolk.com.